Welcome to this episode. I'm Cozy Inspire, and today we're diving straight into a concept I call same classroom, different destinies. We're going to be unpacking one of the most powerful, battle-tested study systems in the world, the Pomodoro Technique. Look, if you're constantly fighting burnout, if your concentration is totally shot, or if you just really want to figure out how to study with incredible, sustainable energy instead of endless frustration, well, you're in the right place. This is absolutely the ultimate system for you. My whole philosophy, my entire mission here really comes down to three simple words: inspire, impact, elevate. That's the core of everything we do together. So get ready, because we are gearing up for a truly transformative lesson today. We aren't just talking about scraping by on your next test, no way. We're talking about fundamentally changing the trajectory of your life by mastering how you apply your mind and how you manage your energy.
So let me kick things off by asking you a very direct question. And I want you to be brutally honest with yourself here. Are you actually studying, or are you just sitting with your books? It's a huge difference, right? So many of us fall into this trap of thinking that just because we're physically parked at our desks with a giant textbook open in front of us, that we're somehow magically absorbing information through osmosis. But the reality is, physical presence simply does not equal mental focus.
I like to call this the study time trap. And believe me, I know exactly how frustrating it is. You sit down with the absolute best intentions in the world. You're going to study for hours, but what actually happens? You get totally distracted after, 15 minutes? You start checking your phone, then you find yourself reading the exact same paragraph 5 times over without understanding a single word. Eventually, you're just totally overcome by mental fatigue. The trap here is that we constantly confuse the time we spend with the actual work we get done.
I really want you to let this realization sink in for a second. Being seated for 6 hours is not the same as studying for 6 hours. Just let that resonate. That epic 6-hour cram session you might pride yourself on? Listen, if you're exhausted, if your mind is wandering, and you're just staring blankly at the wall for half of it, you aren't actually studying for 6 hours. Honestly, you're really just holding yourself hostage at your desk.
But hey, here's the great news. There is a very clear way out of this trap. Enter the Pomodoro Technique. The concept is beautifully simple. It's all about studying in short, intense focus sessions, followed immediately by short breaks. The classic format is unbelievably straightforward. You do 25 minutes of highly focused study, followed by a quick 5-minute break. You repeat that cycle 4 times, and then you earn yourself a much longer break. It's simple, sure, but it is an incredibly powerful tool to generate intense, laser-like focus. To really understand why this is such a game changer, I want you to think of your brain like a muscle. Think about a world-class sprinter. There is absolutely no way they can run at their maximum speed for 5 hours continuously, right? It's biologically impossible. But what they can do is run powerfully in intervals. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how your brain performs. It does its absolute best work in focused, high-intensity intervals, not in grueling, never-ending marathons.
So why does this system work so incredibly well? Well, there's some serious proven psychology at play here. First off, your brain naturally focuses much better when it has a deadline. Having that ticking timer creates a really healthy sense of urgency. Second, these short sessions drastically cut down on mental fatigue. Third, the breaks actually give your brain a crucial moment to consolidate information and refresh your memory. And finally, and I think this is the biggest one, it completely defeats procrastination. Staring down a massive project feels overwhelming, but telling yourself, hey, I only have to work for 25 minutes and then I get a break, that feels incredibly easy to start.
All right, so how do we actually execute this? Let's break it down step by step. Step 1 is absolutely non-negotiable. You have to remove distractions. Put the phone in another room, silence all notifications, close all those random tabs on your computer. Step 2, set your timer for 25 minutes. Step 3, you study aggressively. Step 4, the second that timer rings, you stop immediately and take a 5-minute break. Stretch, grab some water, walk around. But whatever you do, absolutely do not open distracting social media apps. And finally, step 5, you just repeat the process.
Now, I want to zoom in on step 3 for just a second, because this is where the magic really happens. What does it actually mean to study aggressively? It means you are actively solving problems, actively memorizing, summarizing the material, and practicing active recall. You are definitely not just passively highlighting a textbook. You have to literally tell yourself, for the next 25 minutes, absolutely nothing else in the entire world exists except this subject. You have to attack the material.
Okay, I need to issue a very strict warning right here. The timer is totally useless without real focus.
The Pomodoro Technique only works if that 25-minute session is pure, uninterrupted focus. If you spend those 25 minutes texting a friend under your desk, mindlessly scrolling through a document without actually reading it, or just daydreaming out the window, the timer means absolutely nothing. You've completely broken the system.
But don't worry, the system has some built-in flexibility. Say you're tackling highly complex or really difficult subjects, like heavy mathematics or physics. Some students just need a bit more runway to get into a deep state of flow for those. So you can absolutely adjust to a 45-minute focus session with a 10-minute break. For lighter review sessions, just stick to the classic 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. The crucial takeaway here is that the ultimate goal is maximizing your focus, not just blindly worshiping a clock.
And this brings us right to the core philosophy of what we are doing here today. Your future is not built by random effort. It is built by focused consistency. That is the absolute truth. Knocking out small, intensely focused sessions every single day will always outperform an exhausted, panicked cramming session the night before a huge exam. Consistency really is your ultimate weapon.
I want you to picture a classroom. Half of it is illuminated, focused, and organized. The other half is dark, distracted, and chaotic. It's the exact same classroom, but it's leading to very different destinies. So what separates them? It's discipline. But remember, discipline is not forcing yourself to study until you physically collapse. True discipline is simply training your mind to focus repeatedly, session after session. Those tiny, repeated choices you make with your timer today, those are exactly what decide the vastly different life outcomes you're going to experience tomorrow. I want to leave you with this final, incredibly powerful realization. One focused hour can change your grades. One focused year can change your destiny. It really is that profound. When you master your focus, you master your life. As always, this is Cozy Inspire. Inspire, impact, elevate.
So here's my final challenge to you. You might be sitting in the exact same classroom as everyone else, but what destiny are your habits deciding for you today? Look, don't wait for tomorrow. Go set your timer for 25 minutes right now and go aggressively after your goals.